Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm here at Ferrari of Tampa Bay, and we have a very special car that they just had traded in. This is a 2018 Dodge Demon. So let's talk a little bit of history about Dodge. Dodge has been around since 1900. It was created by two brothers, Horace and John Dodge. They could not even imagine the performance that their name would be associated with come 2018. Now the sad news is that the Demon was only made for 1 year. And what the Demon is, if you're not fully aware, it's a Dodge Challenger that's been pumped with every steroid that Dodge has in their arsenal to make an 840 horsepower fire-breathing muscle car that will do the quarter mile in less than 10 seconds stock. We're gonna talk about how do they do it. Now what's interesting, this is not the first time that a Dodge product had the Demon name. If you go all the way back to 1971, there was a Dodge Dart Demon. But guess what? That Dodge Dart Demon wouldn't be able to touch this unless you gave it a quarter mile head start, because at the end of the day, all that power, all that performance with 21st century technology, that's what makes it so amazing. Now, the interesting thing to think about is, will there ever be something to replace this? Will they bring the Demon back? Where do they go? 840 horsepower. They have the red eye for 2019, but that is nowhere near the performance of this one in a straight line. So let's go ahead and dive into this very special Dodge Demon and figure out, why would Dodge kill this car off after 1 year? Right off the bat, you'll notice those clear, distinctive Challenger lines, Dodge Challenger lines. I think that out of all the different brands, Chevy with the Camaro, Ford with the Mustang, and Dodge with the Challenger, they hit the muscle car retro look nail on the head every single time. From the styling, I love the round LED headlights. One thing you'll notice is on the Demon, the inner ones are actually hollowed out on both sides. That's done on purpose. It's done to ram more air into that engine compartment to help produce that power. You'll see the emblem, SRT. SRT is the special branch of Dodge. It stands for Street and Racing Technology. Those are the guys and gals that create these masterpieces to produce all of this power. I love the very unique styling of the Challenger. Like I said, that muscle car look. You can see the massive splitter. Now, if you ever wondered, hey, this car's white, the massive splitter is a flat black, what is this yellow trim? That's actually there to protect the splitter during delivery. A lot of owners don't take it off, especially this one, because this one's a cream puff. It's got 354 miles on it, barely broken in. As we go across that iconic grille up onto the hood, they call it the air grabber. That's what I love about the Dodge products. They come up with all these cool names, and that's what it's gonna do. It's gonna help ram air into that 6.2 liter supercharged V8, but definitely, I think you would agree with me, muscle car through and through and through. Now, as we come around the bend here, let's take a look at what we're working with. With the Demon, this was the first to get the fender flares. Now, the problem with the fender flares is that Dodge is now putting them on a bunch of different Challengers. You could get them on the red eye. You could also get them on the Scat Pack. So what made this car unique kind of now is lost in translation, and I think that's the biggest issue with a Challenger, is that if you're not a car person, a lot of times people would think that this is just a Hellcat or something like that. So far from that with this Demon, but I love the fender flares. I love the white color. You have those flat black wheels. This is an 18-inch wheel, 315s up front, everybody. 315s. Just to put that in perspective, a Shelby GT 350R has 315s only on the back. 315s up front. Now, this does have the optional crate, the Demon crate package. You only had to pay $1. You got a beautiful snap-on toolbox. You also got skinny wheels to run when you're at the drag strip. The skinny wheels are only 4.5 inches in width. What that's gonna do is it's gonna cut down on the amount of weight at the front of the car and that rotating mass. But I love the design of these wheels. They're perfect. You can see the slotted rotors to help cool them down. The Brembo calipers, very nice setup, looks menacing. As we go down the side, you'll see the Demon logo right on the fender. That's a dead giveaway that this is something very, very special, very, very rare, 1 year only. The one thing that's unbelievable with any Challenger is a car this size, believe it or not, this car has a top speed over 200 miles an hour. That's a football field every second. And it's not the most aerodynamic of shapes. Here's another little touch I want to show you. Dodge loves to put these little Easter eggs here. You can see the Dodge Demon doing a smoky burnout right in the front windshield glass here. Just fun stuff like that. That's what enthusiasts like to see. That's what makes this car so amazing. As we work our way down the classic lines, you got your flat black fuel cap rail here, back here, gives it a nice look with your gas cap underneath. Love that style. And then we're gonna drop down here because I want to show you these. You got your 315s. So 315s at all four corners, 18-inch wheel, very nicely done from front to back, and just makes this car menacing. Driving this on the street, you got to be careful because these are, very, very sticky for the drag strip, not so much out on the road. As we continue down the back, I love the flat black trunk lid spoiler. It's that perfect Challenger look, and I think Dodge hit the nail on the head with the lighting. They upgraded this. Looks great, LED design. My biggest zonk is gonna be the back. I don't like these vacuum cleaner exhausts. I wish they would have went with like quad tips or something different. And then also something a little different with the rear diffuser area back here. But all in all, this thing is one sick beast. Let's go ahead and see the heart of the Demon. All right, guys, we got the hood popped on the 2018 Dodge Demon. There's that 6.2 liter V8 supercharged. Before we get to that, let me show you some of the wonderful touches. So here's that functional air being brought into the engine compartment through this open area. I like the air grabber logo there. And if you can't see it there, they put it nice, loud and proud at the back end of the hood. As we drop down, there's nothing but the business. So that is that 6.2 liter V8 supercharged. It produces 808 horsepower. Now I know you're probably wondering, Joe, didn't you say this produces 840 horsepower? Well, yes. If you get the crate, the Demon crate package, that comes with a powertrain control module, also known as a PCM. That allows you to retune the engine and run 100 octane. That will give you 840 horsepower. But without that 808 horsepower, 717 foot-pounds of torque, quarter mile, according to Dodge, 9.65 seconds at 140 miles an hour. The car, believe it or not, will actually get 13 in the city, 22 on the highway. It weighs a hefty 4,280 pounds. You know what though? Like I said, top speed, 203 miles an hour. What I love about the engine compartment is I love seeing that Demon logo embossed right in the plenum up top. I like the supercharged Hemi logos on the top there, covering all the ignition modules and whatnot. And to think that the engineers figured out a way to use the AC to help cool the charge coming from the supercharger. That to me is smart engineering, and that's what SRT is all about, getting maximum performance. So will we ever see something bigger horsepower-wise than the Demon? You know, Carroll Shelby thought that the muscle car era was over after 1970. Boy, was he wrong, especially when you have cars like this. But let's go ahead and fire up the beast. All right, guys, the beast is alive as we sit here in this 2018 Dodge Demon. This thing is just ridiculous. And when you come inside, you'll see what I mean by ridiculous. There's no passenger seat, but we'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about price. I know you're probably wondering. This thing only has 359 miles on it. Ferrari at Tampa Bay is asking $114,000 for it. They're rare. You're not gonna find these in this type of condition. So let's see what you get. To the door panels. Door panels are very simple, a lot of black, but you know what? This car isn't about style. It's about going fast in a straight line. I do like the white contrast stitching. I don't like the cloth on the back portion of the door panel near the armrest. Other than that, it's just basic plastic. And I think you would agree that Dodge was not really focused on that. They were focused on horsepower. Now, as you come from the door panel to the dash, it is soft material. Let me point out, I like the way they have the Demon badge there, and this is number 147 right by that AC vent. As we come across, Dodge did a great job. Just like on the outside, they did a great job on the inside making this retro theme. This has full navigation, so you can go find all the drag strips that you want. We do have the red key. The red key opens up all the power and performance. Because the car isn't at its 500-mile break-in, it's not going to give you a full 840 horsepower. Even if you retune it, it's going to keep it around 500 horsepower. As we come down, I do like the leather and the contrast stitching. This is going to control that 8-speed automatic transmission. You could only get this in an automatic transmission. Over here, you have a button called SRT. You hit the SRT button, and you can see up here, you could go into all sorts of things, and it is touchscreen. You got your drag mode activating. You can get into your climate control, all that kind of stuff. I'll hit it again, brings you back, tells you what's going on here with the different settings. Let me lower this blower. This does have AC, so like I said, the AC helps cool that fire-breathing engine. You could go into auto mode, street, it adjusts everything, your traction, your suspension, your steering, all that by the push of a button. It says that we got the red key activated, so definitely thumbs up with that. If you want the seat, you could get it added back for $1. Now the great news is we have all the paperwork that if you buy this car, you could go to Dodge and say, listen, I bought this pre-owned, they didn't have the seat, can I have the seat now? You pay $1, you could get your front seat back. This also has no back seat. So this would be a really great grocery getter because you could get your groceries, put them underneath the cargo net back here, and you could get home. If you live a quarter mile from a grocery store, Dodge says you'll get there in less than 10 seconds. But remember, that's with a person that knows how to use all these features, the line lock, all that good stuff. You have the skinny tires up front. You're not just driving around on the road braking 10-second quarter miles. It just doesn't work that way. I know it seems that easy, like in drag racing, you just step on the gas, but it's not that easy. What is easy though, come on over to the business end and I'll show you behind the wheel of the Demon. All right guys, we're behind the wheel of the beast. Love the sound of that V8. I could do that all day long. But anyways, perfect seating position. You do have for the driver full electric assist. Get you ready as you're doing your burnout in the water box. You could adjust your lumbar and everything while you're doing that wonderful smoky burnout. But you have a full Alcantara wrapped steering wheel. I like the design of the wheel. I like the nice flat silver here. And you know, I wish they would have just removed all the buttons, maybe give it a specific Demon wheel that's more of a drag racing style wheel rather than all this. But I do love the thickness and how large the wheel is. You do have paddles on the back to help you go through that 8-speed automatic transmission. The paddles I wish were a little bit bigger. They kind of are short. They're up high. I wish they were just longer in case you don't want to be all the way up here as you're going down the quarter mile. There's that gauge layout I was telling you about. Very iconic, going back to the early muscle car days. You could toggle through all sorts of different information there. Look at that, 9 miles per gallon. So somebody's been doing really good getting the MPGs out of this one. Toggle through range. You better get to a gas station quick. That's what it said. But you have your analog tach. You have your analog speedometer, and then that wonderful digital display in the center. What can I say? This is a special car, and it does something that no other car stock from the factory can do in the right hands. I wish though, seats. This driver's seat, I wish there was a little bit more bolstering. They are full cloth, and I'm okay with that, but I wish the bolstering kind of squeezed you a little bit more. One thing I've noticed from being in Hellcats, especially when they're doing donuts and stuff, is that you get thrown around a lot. And you can see there's a lot of room here that I'm moving around. I would like to be a little bit more locked in and ready to rock and roll. But looking out over the hood, I love seeing that raised hood scoop. It is spot on the money. If you're ready though, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. All right, guys, it's been one heck of a day here at Ferrari of Tampa Bay.